am an ambivert. Have you ever wondered what your personality type is? Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Or are you an ambivert like me, which is a mixture of both? In this video, I will be focusing more on introverts. And I guess that's because I know most of them are the ones who are going to watch this video because they're probably somewhere alone and, in solitude. So yeah, if you ever wanted to know whether you are an introvert and, you're not sure, this video is for you. Number one, you feel so drained after small talk, but you can watch Netflix for 10 hours. So picture this, you walk into the office Monday morning and within the first hour, 10 people have come up to you asking you how your weekend was, the back and forth, the small talk, and by 10, you are completely drained. But even if you're drained, it doesn't matter because your boss is still waiting for the report that was due last week. And so you have to gather up all the energy that you can master and do your job. So yeah, if that's you, then you are an introvert. Introverts find small talk very draining, but they are comfortable with, sitting on the couch and watching Joe Goldberg massacre everyone in 10 hours. So that's one of their points. Another thing that introverts can relate to. So let's say you're sitting somewhere wearing your headsets and you're listening to music or you're listening to your favorite podcast and suddenly the audio goes, it's like cut and you're like, oh my god, who's calling me? One thing that introverts cannot stand is the ambush that comes with a phone call. It feels very intruding and it's very nerve-wracking for an introvert. So if you find yourself wanting to escape, like literally run away from the phone just so that the call ends, then you're most likely an introvert. And you'd rather that someone send you a message 5 minutes before and tell you, oh, I'm gonna give you a call. That way you can prepare. Third point, let's say you go to you're invited to a party. You go, there's so many people, people are interacting, but you, the introvert, you are just observing. You're just, maybe you have a drink in your hand and you're just looking and reading people, you're reading the room, you know who's fake, you know who's real, you can feel the emotions that are, going on in the room. You also are aware of who washed their hands, who didn't wash their hands, who picked this food, who took extra food, whoever did. Like, people are enjoying themselves, but you are busy just scanning. You're like an investigator. You know exactly what's happening. You're like you're in tune with everything. So if that's you, consider yourself an introvert. So another thing about introverts is when they are alone, that's when they're able to recharge. So when they are at social events, they tend to keep to themselves. But even let's say they finally show up begrudgingly, meaning they were convinced to come and it wasn't in their plan. When they come to the party because they were alone, they have recharged, but they are going to be very mysterious. They are going to be quiet. They are going to be nice, but they're going to be very standoffish, and they will come off as rude to some people or shy, which sometimes is the case, but sometimes it's just them wanting to, save the energy, especially if the party has just started and people are just going crazy within the first hour. An introvert is going to just go away, and they're going to go off into some other event where they're not going to be drained. So if this is you, if this is something that you find yourself doing, then consider yourself an introvert. Another thing about introverts is that they're okay with one-on-one conversations with other people, but when they see that email, that notification in the Outlook email box that says we have a meeting at 10, this is something they're going to dread. They're going to, oh my goodness, what is this meeting about? Do we have to do this meeting? Can't you just tell us what the meeting is about? Why do we have to do this? Am I needed? So this is something that an introvert is going to, struggle with. Group meetings, anything where there's a crowd, anything where, they're expected to say something about themselves and, be in the spotlight. This is something that an introvert is going to, struggle with. And it doesn't mean that they are shy. It just, for them, they just don't want the spotlight on them. Yeah, so if this is you, consider yourself an introvert. Yeah, like I said before, introverts do not like small talk. They don't like, surface level conversations. To them, those feel fake and forced, and they would rather find out about the mysteries of the universe. They would rather watch movies about, movies that leave you thinking long after it's over. The one thing that introverts cannot stand is anything that is surface level, because they know that things are not always as they seem. So they want to be able to deep dive into things that have meanings, things that have effects on the earth plane. And finally, introverts enjoy canceling. This is what they love to do, canceling events in the future. If you find yourself looking forward to going to dinner and you book this reservation, and as it nears, you start dreading, you start telling yourself you don't have the right dress, you start thinking, oh, if it's a date, you start saying, oh, you know what, maybe I should reschedule, and maybe we can do this another time. You want to come off as mysterious. Yeah, so if this is you, if you find yourself just happy to cancel so that you can, get your blanket, sit on the couch with your snacks and Netflix and not have to answer the phone because it's on silent, then you are an introvert. Yeah, so that's honestly not the entire list. There's so many things that define an introvert. Let me know in the comment section below. Are you an introvert? Are you an extrovert? Or are you an ambivert? If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so now and help me grow my channel. I post all kinds of things, you guys, so please don't judge me. At least I work very hard to make sure that I have content that you guys may find interesting. Until next time, bye.